Welcome Argentoneri to Pakiavellian. Salman is always with me. And today, the burden of expectation is too much for a lot of people to bear. So it's very nice to see people, surpass those expectations. But जब कोई उन expectations को completely annihilate करता है, आपको सही खुशी तब होती है. And today we have someone like that. You have no other option than to respect her work ethic and her professionalism. And you can see it in magazines, you can see it everywhere. उसका काम कितना अच्छा जा रहा है. We have the one and only Dania Syed with us today. How are you doing, Dania?
I'm doing great.
Are you
I'm feeling really, really comfortable until this happened.
Until this happened.
What was this about?
I have to say something nice about you.
Let me take the interview now.
अच्छा.
Why are you? What's the reason behind this podcast?
What's the reason behind it? Because I would see or meet my friends like you or Salman, and they'd have such insane stories. मैं कहता bro, लोगों को क्यों नहीं पता इस चीज़ के बारे में? कहते bro, मौका ही नहीं मिला बताने को.
अगर ये स्टोरीज इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग है तो तुम्हें मेरे बारे में सारी चीजें कैसे नहीं पता थी मुस्तफा?
मुझे तो ये सारी चीजें पता है तुम्हारे बारे में.
अभी इतने इम्प्रेस कैसे हो?
मैं तो पहले से इम्प्रेस्ड हूँ. I just haven't shown it to you.
I was just told to go to therapy, so I just came here. I was like, खैर है कोई बात नहीं, मैं यहाँ आके मस्ती भी के साथ बस गप्पे लगाता हूँ.
So I hope you're not overwhelmed by the nice things that I've said about you.
I am insanely overwhelmed. You've never spoken to me like that before, guys. कुछ सही नहीं है यहाँ पर.
Sorry. So, how long have you been working at Lajwanti? It's been
3.5 years.
3.5 years. But I've seen like video. हंसी क्या आ रही है तुझे?
Nothing. 2.5 years. You know what I was thinking.
I understand. But I've seen like videos of you like walking, like coming, जब designers आ रहे होते हैं runway के ऊपर, and you were just like a teenager उस time पे. तो
I have been working with my mom since forever, ever since I was a baby.
So when were you fully integrated into the business? Like beginning से थोड़े काम होते थे या like was there a day जब नहीं आज से तो तुम हो ही यहाँ पे? Like was it?
I would just be tagged along with my mom all the time as a child. So everywhere she'd be, I would be there. Like even as like a toddler, I was going to India for fashion shows with mama. So I think I was actually grown up into it. So when I grew older, बस मुझे पता था कि क्या करना है. Like it wasn't like something that had to be taught to me. It was all I had seen in my life.
So ये तो like every now like you would tag along. But when was जब तुम्हें responsibility कब देनी शुरू कर दी थी?
I was 14.
14?
14 or max 15. I'll tell you two instances. इसी age bracket में, so 15, 16, probably 14. There was one when my mom picked up all of our latest collection and left for America. No, I was exactly 14 at this point.
Left for America?
Left for America for this fashion show. So she took all of the articles that we had. And then simultaneously, 97 जोड़े मुझे आज भी याद है का fashion show था in Lahore, and she didn't give me any collection. And she was like, I want you to be confident and I want you to take responsibility, so just go and do it. And I was actually Natty, उसकी अम्मी, कौन है? तानिया की अम्मी होस्ट करी थी शो को, और वो भी देखनी है, छोटी सी बच्ची है, क्या चल रहा है. और मैं क्योंकि बचपन से I would look at HSY all the time with like because he would be choreographing all of my mom's shows, so I picked up कि अच्छा ठीक है choreograph कैसे करते हैं. तो उसके हिसाब से then I went to the factory, I collected all of the old samples, got them redone, and did that show as a 15-year-old.
Oh no! Crazy, yeah, crazy.
There was this other instance. Mama sent me with her friend to Doha, again 15, 16. And I think the show.
हम क्या कर रहे थे 16 साल पे?
पता नहीं अंडे डब रोटी लेकर आया था मैं एक दफा.
वो भी
महंगे लेकर आया था, अब्बू ने डांट भी मारी थी कि 10 रुपए महंगे लेकर आए तू अंडे.
हाँ, तो you went to Doha?
Yeah, with one of my mom's friends, and over there, पता नहीं क्या, I think कोई official exhibition या कोई pop-up type चीज थी. उसके बाद my mom gave me a lot of inventory. I became friends with like this auntie. She loved me,
Shout out to you, auntie.
Yeah, I still speak to her. Like, I've made an old friend. I'm very good at making like old friends, okay? So she loved me. She thought I was adorable. अब inventory बहुत ज़्यादा बच गई थी. मैंने कहा, आंटी प्लीज आपके घर पे एग्जीबिशन कर लें. She was kind of like she knew everyone in Doha, like the Asian community. तो बस मैंने घर पे एग्जीबिशन किया, सारे कपड़े बेच दिए, वापस आ गई. So I was actually born into
But what
it.
does this all entail? Like तुम मतलब storage भी साथ लेकर जा रही होती थी, exhibitions भी manage कर रही होती थी, and like
टीम्स हमेशा होती हैं, टीम्स होती हैं, तो मुझे मैनुअल लेबर नहीं कर रहा होना
no,
होता.
I understand that, but like you're overseeing that stuff at such a young age, so
I have to oversee stuff, so basically I'm managing my teams. Back then I'd seen my mom do it so many times कि बस मुझे पता था कि क्या बोलना है और क्या करना है, तो बस मैं कर लेती थी.
No, but like right before we started, we were talking about how you're like, you know, how some people struggle being young and being professional. But how does it work when a 15-year-old in Doha from Pakistan tells you, okay, hey, listen, I want you to do this and I want you to do that. How does that work?
Good question. Yeah, in Doha, I told you I became friends with the auntie, and she really liked me. So उनके लिए तो मैं एक बच्ची थी जो ऐसी बातें कर रही है. तो कौन बच्चों की बात नहीं सुनता in a cute way, get it? कौन उनकी हेल्प नहीं करता. तो वहाँ पर ये था, जब मैं यहाँ पर शो की बात कर रही हूँ, तब तानिया की अम्मी मुझे बचपन से देख रही थी. लाइक इन सब जो भी ये बड़े लोग हैं तो मुझे देख रहे हैं बचपन से, उनको पता था मैं कौन हूँ. तो और अगर मैं इतनी छोटी सी हूँ तो वो मेरे साथ मीन तो नहीं होंगे. लाइक दे लिसन टू मी and they're not going to be like, shut up, you don't know anything. It's still my mom's brand and I still can do whatever I want with it, and I'm not mean. Why would they not listen to me? इतना मुश्किल नहीं था. मुश्किल अब है, by the way.
how come?
I just find it incredibly difficult to manage a big team and then be assertive at the same time. I just
But you were being assertive. I'm assuming जब 16 साल पे
not be assertive. I can be assertive, but sometimes you'll have people that are just not listening to you, and then at that point you will sometimes have to like
put your foot down.
and every time, and it's not like I don't do it, but not I wouldn't be able to do anything. I can do it. It's just that it makes me so uncomfortable because everyone's older than me.
I
Right?
understand that. मुझे ये
The
बता
70-year-old accountant मेरे पास आ रहा है और वो काम से भागना शुरू कर गया है, करना शुरू कर दिया, उसने अपने आवर्स पर नहीं आया, तो फिर मैं क्या बोलूँ?
नहीं, लेकिन but that's a sign of a good manager, that at least you have the emotional intelligence to feel bad, but you know it's not the right thing to do that. You know, it's not
I
like
think it's something I'm still like struggling with, because when I started working like officially, properly, like
when
fully,
was that, by the way?
at 22, when I came back to the hall.
Like अच्छा uni के बाद ही like you properly started.
Graduated. Actually, when I came back, I still had my last year of college left, so I was working online क्योंकि तब corona था, so I was studying. Hence my laptop टूटा हुआ है. I did not give a shit about studying at that point. बस बहुत हो गया था.
But you were also studying like fashion से related.
Yes, I went to London College of Fashion.
So like
I knew that.
ये हमारा जो है ना detective.
I actually went to a lot of colleges, by the way. Initially, I went to New York for my undergrad, and I thought कि अच्छा ठीक है, मैंने सारी जिंदगी fashion ही देखा है. Maybe I'm just being really stupid and I haven't seen anything else, so I'm just saying I want to do this. So then I went to a liberal arts college.
For psychology,
religion, philosophy, music, film. हर चीज पढ़ ली मैंने, and then I hated it. That was the worst year of my
So
life.
you really wanted that. पता confirm हो गया कि मैंने fashion ही करना है.
हाँ, मैंने सब पढ़ लिया था. मतलब मैंने कुछ नहीं छोड़ा था. मैंने तो कल भी स्कूल तक चली गई थी. I think मैं dodge करना चाह रही थी. I think मैं dodge करना चाह रही थी कि मैं ना करूँ क्योंकि कुछ और भी होएगा जो मैं कर सकती.
That's good. You tried to find what your passion is, and fair enough, it was. It turned out to be what it was. But that's good.
And bro, sometimes passion also is kind of forced into you. That's a really bad phrasing, but like it also comes from external factors as well. Yeah, exactly. You grew up watching it. You enjoyed being a 13, 14-year-old doing things in Doha. पता था, satisfaction मिली भी थी. I feel like that also kind of plays in.
तो जब 16 के बाद like you know if you were given so many responsibilities at like 15 14 and वगैरह तो I'm assuming those responsibilities tripled doubled or like बहुत बढ़ गई थी at the age of 22 when you actually like started तो what more responsibilities did you have?
See, when I was growing up, phase होता था like ये दानिया एक चीज कर दो या फिर ये तुम्हारा ट्रेनिंग प्रोसेस है. Also मैं बहुत छोटी थी. I wouldn't feel like मुझे कोई जज करेगा या मैं कुछ अगर गलत कर दूंगी तो मैं अपनी अम्मी का कोई काम खराब कर दूंगी. Like ये फीलिंग नहीं थी. But when I fully entered Lajwanti, then all of my friends weren't there yet. They probably hadn't even had started working because at 22, what was everyone doing? Like graduating or like
Graduating,
trying
for sure.
about अच्छा अब हमने जिंदगी में क्या करना है, right? So उस stage के अंदर it was very like scary, but it was also really exciting because I think I also got lucky. कि बस it just happened. Like
It just happened naturally, हाँ हाँ.
I found amazing people. Like my team was really really nice. I found Zara. I found Imran. Zara was like बिल्कुल उसका career का start था. Look at her now. Imran के बिल्कुल Imran से काफी बड़ा है. Imran's 30 something. He had like his experiences, but he didn't exactly know कि वो किस चीज़ को बहुत ज़्यादा enjoy करता है. So then there was him. Then I met Sophia auntie. I don't think you guys want to know about all of my एक करके, but anyway, my team is really really nice.
It's good that you mentioned your team because I just wanted to say okay, like it was one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Okay, did every member of your team is a friend of yours? Like you've hired like मेरे ख्याल से I can think of like 5 या 6 लोग जो तुम्हारी core team के हिस्से हैं जो तुम्हारे दोस्त हैं. Were they like were they your friends prior to joining your company? Yeah, were they
I
like
have both sorts. My best friend just joined Lajwanti. Like my best friend, like my ride or die, and die. I feel like I spend so much time at work. It's 6 days a week, a good like 6, 7, 8 hours. I'm also always talking about work, not to you clearly, Mustafa. So I just thought कि मेरी ज़िंदगी बहुत sad और miserable होएगी अगर मेरा काम बहुत ही corporate serious environment होएगा because I am still a fun-loving person, right? Also क्योंकि मैं इसे dominating नहीं होना चाहता because I'm friendly, like I like to be like that. I like that about myself. So then I feel like if I have that loyalty where everyone loves me, cares about me, and I care about them, I will not have to act like a boss. It'll come from
That's a very interesting and very matlab, different way of doing it. But does it also matlab, is it difficult to work with friends? Yeah, is it like किस थोड़ा complicate हो जाता है?
Yeah, I was also gonna ask, like, I see the pros there, but what about the biggest con where you have to differentiate between being a boss and a friend?
Okay, so I feel like there are different people who can work in this, like there are people who can work in this environment and other people who can't. People who can't, I then have to let go of them. Like but no one's, I've never fired anyone in like a bad way. Like everyone still like comes and hangs out at work with me. Like anyone that
So
no
it's
longer
like it's just not
works with
working.
us.
तो फिर
So the conversation goes like, listen, you know I love you, and you know it's not personal. Like I would love to have you around, but it's just that these were the 10 things that I expected out of you, and if we're not even covering 2, then I feel like this place. I will never say I feel like you're not a good fit over here. I would say I feel like this company is not a right fit for you. I feel like that's a very important thing to say rather than saying you are not fit for the company. I don't like to put people down because I like to hire people that I'm friends with or like want to be friends with.
want to be friends with.
Want to be friends with in the sense that I care about them, like I like their personality. By the way, I don't hire, even if someone's really, really amazing at their job, if I feel like they're not going to be a right fit with like everyone else, if there's like a
That's
personality
understandable,
clash, I won't hire them. So mainly, like my work is like home. Everyone feels like it is home. They can get 50 offers from everywhere and they will not leave because, get it? It's so much more than just work.
I understand. बड़ी अच्छा leadership model है.
हाँ, मैं बड़ा भी inspire हो रहा हूँ. Yes, let's go. अभी मैं
Full
घर
teamwork जो है ना.
अपने माली को
The
बोलूँगा.
लाजवंती Avengers. इसका कोई बनाना चाहिए animation. तुम्हारी सारी team के जो है ना वो है. So you said you've been working since you've been a toddler. So you've probably seen how the industry has changed and
How it really evolved.
how it really evolved from way back when. So what do you think is like the biggest change that has happened? Like, is it a good change that's happened like over the past? Do you think it's progressed forward? Do you think it's stayed in the same light, or is it?
Tricky question. Don't want to say I don't feel like it's progressed, but at the same time, I really have seen everything very closely. Like I've seen so many phenomenal designers come in, because when I was a child,
Because
like,
bachpan se hi,
exactly, like Nomin Sai tha, stunning clothes, colorful. Okay, I shouldn't be taking names, I guess, but like there was a huge
It's fine. You
lot.
can take names. हमें कोई मसला नहीं.
I don't know if it's appropriate. I'm not used to this. Anyway, but like there was like a set of designers, Lajwanti ke saath jo the, in the 1990s that started off, and they are the ones who brought fashion like in Pakistan. Editorials उन्होंने decide किया कि होते हैं. पाकिस्तान में किसी को नहीं पता था editorials होते हैं. Huge solo fashion shows. उस time पे होते थे, अब नहीं होते. Like अब कितना कम हो गया है, right?
I don't remember any solo.
Yeah, designers going to India, like they were amazing. Like I saw them and their personalities, their work, everything about them was insanely amazing. But now if you look at them and you compare other designers that's supposed from India who started off at around the same time, like for example, Sabyasachi, 1999, I think.
Fashion historian, bro. बड़ा सही पता है.
अच्छा, या फिर मनीष मल्होत्रा, it was early 2000s, right? तो हमारे
Okay,
वाले
right now
brands तो
पूछो,
इससे
like,
पहले
we
भी
don't
हैं.
Right.
Right. Anyway, so look at where they are and look at where our designers are. चलो ठीक है, कोई और issue होएगा जो भी था. Then there was like again there was a second like string of designers 10 years apart, 8 years apart, and they were also amazing. तब को तो मैं थोड़ी और बड़ी हो गई थी, मुझे याद है. मैं again I don't want to take a name.
Take it.
Pick a good name, no? Like something that you're gonna say.
I
positive
absolutely
about.
love him. I love him because he used to work for my mom and I used to be a baby and I remember playing with him. I've never, honestly, जब से मैंने काम करना शुरू किया, I've never like met him, but I remember Ali Zishan की बात कर रही हूँ. I remember again I was a teenager. उसका एक fashion show था और उसकी fashion film was so strong I started crying like insane. इतना amazing काम. Right? And then फिर पूरा वो वाला lot है. I still feel like वो लोग global fashion के अंदर कुछ नहीं कर सके. Like हमारे country में कोई structure नहीं है. We don't have any big publications. India has Vogue, India has Elle, Bazaar, all of these big magazines, Bad Leisure. पाकिस्तान में कौन से magazines हैं? और उनको कौन देख रहा है? और अगर हम influencers के बारे में बात करते हैं, amazing influencers, stunning, all of that. I'm great friends with most of them.
Yeah, most of them.
But if you look at their audience is Pakistani. Their audience is not international. And then celebrities भी कितने हैं? बस थोड़े से हैं, right? इतने ज़्यादा नहीं है हमारे पास celebrities भी. और आप उसको कितना कर सकते हो, right? Like if you compare.
Because you're saying there's a small pool to work with.
And yeah, and the industry is really really saturated. I just feel like सब लोग एक रट में हैं. Or now looking at the economy, people don't have a lot of like spending power. So couture garments though insanely, like the fabrics are expensive, the like workmanship, all of that is really amazing, right? So I just feel like Pakistan के अंदर कोई designer, we're not able to get out of it, and I feel like universities में या फिर like when they're teaching young kids, ये बात हो रही होनी चाहिए how we've seen 3 generations of designers. They didn't get where they should have gotten, because if you compare to India, हमारा बहुत छोटा सा segment है कि publications कुछ है नहीं. Why is no one fixing that?
I understand how.
Get it?
So I really do want to break down this thing, because it's very interesting that you just pointed out कि like.
And I never even thought of it like that.
Neither have I, by the way. That even you're right on the fact of like we have Bollywood actors going to Hollywood movies. I think बस एक वो Iron Man के अंदर एक villain था गंजा, supposedly कराची का boy, लेकिन पता नहीं और. But anyways, I don't want to
Recently थोड़ा ज़्यादा हुआ है.
I don't want to sidetrack that part. लेकिन because you're in the fashion industry, why did it happen, by the way? Like, give me just three major reasons that why simultaneously, like, because I understand, even though like मैं एक total boy हूँ और मुझे पता भी नहीं, लेकिन you said Sabi and Sachi, right? And even I know this that ये वो साड़ी वाला boy है ना,
सब्यसाची साड़ी वाला बॉय है
है ना? नहीं है?
यार इसका क्या मतलब होता है साड़ी
No, as in like he's
as in
he's
like,
saying
yeah,
as a
no.
person that doesn't know about a lot about fashion, इसको इतना पता है सब्यसाची है क्या? That's what he's trying to say.
No, like anyway, because I'll tell you why. Because I was in England and I was like looking for a graduate. Like,
he makes sarees, you're right.
yeah, and I was graduating. I was looking for a graduation gift for my mother. So I was like, I'll buy her a sari.
She will love
because
it.
she doesn't find like यहाँ जब भी like कलकत्ता जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे like साड़ियाँ आती हैं. मैंने वैसे अपने boy से पूछा तो नहीं कहा था उन्होंने हाँ bro like वो लो. And मैंने कहा वो कौन है? And they told me कि हाँ bro ये एक बंदा है ये है. And I found out later on, and that's the thing. ठीक है like J dot और इस तरह की चीजें आपको कनाडा में मिलती हैं, लेकिन राइट इन लाइक लंदन के अंदर बीच में उसका स्टोर है.
स्टनिंग न्यूयॉर्क का स्टोर कितना खूबसूरत है
साड़ियाँ लगी हुई थी और मैं बस देख रहा था. मैंने कहा अच्छा ब्रो ये भी सीन होता है. लाइक आई डिड नॉट नो
बहुत बड़ा सीन है.
दैट. सो दैट डिड हिट मी राइट नाउ हु इज नॉट वेरी
Our
फैशनेबल.
Asian market is huge.
बट व्हाई इज इट कि पाकिस्तान उस एशिया इंटरनेशनल एशिया मार्केट के अंदर टैप नहीं करता?
यार बहुत ढेर सारे reasons हैं, एक reason नहीं है.
Oh, you give this guy three reasons because like I just know that that's a sari guy.
I don't think I can simplify it that much because if I could, तो ये सब कर रहे होते हैं. It's very difficult. So
broad sense में बता
major issue, no publications. How do you? So you produce this amazing campaign, okay? Your work is insanely phenomenal, created a masterpiece. How does the rest of the world see it?
Okay.
किसके थ्रू देखेगा? पाकिस्तान तो बहुत छोटा सा एक कॉर्नर है, राइट? आई फील लाइक हमारा काम इज एज गुड एज इंडियाज काम. इट इज द पब्लिकेशंस. आई फील लाइक अगर मैं एक मेजर पॉइंट दे सकती हूँ, वी डोंट हैव वोग. वोग इज एन इंटरनेशनल recognized like brand, right? Like the biggest magazine. Why don't we have it? Why don't we have Ello or Bazaar?
But I want you to answer it. Why don't we have it? Like ये क्यों
यार
नहीं?
मैं डिजाइनर हूँ, मैं पब्लिकेशंस की मैनेजर नहीं हूँ. मुझे नहीं पता.
हमारी market, like if you look at the number game, like let's go in a very capitalistic state of mind and let's say अच्छा हाँ भाई वो देख रहा है कि अच्छा we have a South Asian market, India has a
इंडिया पाकिस्तान का इशू है ना. They don't want us.
हाँ ये भी है. How many times have you been to India by the way?
Only once as a child.
And where did you go?
I was a baby. I don't remember.
Right, do you remember which city?
I just know it was a fashion show.
तो like so what do you think, how does that ये जो भी बातें की हैं what's your plan to make sure that Lajwanti, like I've seen you know be in public जो अभी बात करी थी कि publications abroad वगैरह वगैरह, so is that the reason why you're doing क्या नाम है all of these activities abroad to make sure कि Lajwanti doesn't fall into that trap? Yeah.
I've seen too many people fall into this trap. I don't know what the answer is right now, but that's all I'm honest.
You're in the quest of finding it though.
And I will find it. Good thing I'm young. I have time.
Yeah, I just
I have
started
about
at the
25 years to figure it out, but 50 तक तो काम कर सकते हैं.
But you've shot a lot of क्या नाम है shoots a lot बाहर जो है वगैरह वगैरह.
Initially, I spoke to a lot of like जब मैं पाकिस्तान में अपनी initially campaigns करी थी when I first came. I didn't start off with international campaigns the first year. I did some really stunning ones in Lahore. And then I was speaking to different publications. And I understood कि ये issue है because वरना क्यों वो सारे phenomenal, amazing designers, why are they not there, right? So I understood the issue before I even started working. I spoke to जो Condé Nast की team है जिसके अंदर सारी
Sorry, किसके अंदर है?
Condé Nast के नीचे आती हैं सारी ये publication का मैं नाम ले रही हूँ. So I spoke to them, I showed them our work, like our portfolio, and they were really excited to work with us. They were like, I think they suggested that your work is going to suit best with Harper's Bazaar, ye wala edition, everything locked. And then they were like, acha theek hai, payment. I was like, okay, ma'am, payment, you let me know. Pakistan se I'm sure nahi ho sakti, Dubai, London, America, I'll make the payment. And then they get back to me and they're like, listen, we can't work together because your company is based in Pakistan. So we can't have you unless वो फिर different चीज़ें होती हैं जो अभी जो छोटे छोटे हो रहे हैं. I do feel like अब हम थोड़ा सा break out कर रहे हैं like baby steps में. बस बहुत मुश्किल है, इतना easy नहीं है, मगर कर रहे हैं. जैसे कि अभी किसी की शादी हुई थी and it was highlighted in Vogue India. So
Really?
हाँ अभी हुई भी थी. मैं नाम भूल गई. I'm really bad with names by the way.
Lajwanti was.
नहीं लाजवंती नहीं. I haven't made it to Vogue yet.
अच्छा. I was like.
Someone else, like someone's personal wedding. So थोड़ा सा होता है. I think किसी एक और designer का कोई story हुई भी थी except, but वो ही है ना. It's
But they said no because your company was registered in Pakistan. This is their reason.
they can't. Pakistan and India can't work together.
Okay. So I have a question. Let's say, which a lot of startup culture के अंदर आजकल ये हो रहा है, that you make.
माइक के पीछे तो नहीं छुप रही इन. हाँ बस.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll just. So in the startup culture, there's a lot of things that are happening in Pakistan these days that where people make LLCs in like different countries.
I've made one in America and Dubai.
अब कर दिया. So now you're a registered.
जिस दिन मेरी ये बात हुई कॉन्डे नास्ट की टीम से, उस दिन मैंने डिसाइड कर लिया कि ये नहीं हो सकता.
ठीक है, done हो गया.
Well done. अच्छा किया ये. अच्छा किया.
I went, we got the golden visa for Dubai. I spoke to someone about opening up a store. हाँ है. I spoke to someone.
I think ये reason होगा more than like them saying कि oh no you're a Pakistani company.
नहीं देखो, work is everything to me. It's not Lajwanti is just not Lajwanti. It's my parents' baby, and I feel responsible for it, you know. And I want it to become something great. It's not a business to me. It's so much more than that. My mom always says it's her fourth child, so.
Fourth and favorite child?
Fourth and favorite to me. Nahi, get it? It's like when my dad looks at me and he has a sparkle in his eyes because, you know, it was his thing. और अगर मैं ना करती तो कितनी देर और वो करते, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just a big place of like privilege. I love it and I feel so happy. So it's not like business to me. So I get it, and it's not about money to me. It's something else.
So यही जो अभी बात कर रहे थे. So अभी you were talking about you've done some shoots. बात शुरू यहाँ से हुई थी कि you did some shoots over here and you've done some shoots in मतलब London and I don't want to say America. America में भी कि हाँ. So what's the difference जब यहाँ पे shoot कर रही होती है और वहाँ पे shoot कर रही होती है? Like I'm pretty sure professional तो सभी होते होंगे, but like creative capability क्या make difference है वहाँ पे और यहाँ पे, या what do you think? Like what's the main difference that you think कि अगर यहाँ पे मैं shoot कर रही होती तो क्या फ़र्क होता है? यहाँ मैं let's say लंदन में जब मैंने तुम्हारा वो किसी लेक के ऊपर देखा था या something.
Hair difference.
So like what's the main thing? Like what stands out the most in your opinion?
I feel like fashion is all about finesse, and when I'm producing my campaigns, I'm at least trying my best कि they are in line with not Pakistani designers, and मैं वो देख ही नहीं रही थी. I don't think मैं देखती भी हूँ Pakistani designers को इतना ज़्यादा. मैं on a global level देखने की कोशिश कर रही होती हूँ, right? So मैं चाहती हूँ वो वहाँ पर match up करे. I have experienced this a couple of times with Pakistani talent, although I think they're amazing. Like their work is actually amazing. मगर I've noticed कि यहाँ पे कभी-कभी ये हो सकता है like once in a blue moon, मगर आप risk नहीं ले सकते because there's so much money, so much effort that goes behind it. एक collection बनने में 8 महीने लगते हैं, right? तो उसके ऊपर बहुत आपके ऊपर.
और एक collection कितनी ज़्यादा निकलती है? Like how many collections come out in a year?
2
just
for
like-
bridals, 1 for formals. We don't have too many collections.
So 3, let's say 3.
For बीच में थोड़ा सा
Carry on.
categories की. What was I saying again?
Sorry कि a lot of effort goes on behind.
Exactly. So I did experience this once where I was working with this phenomenal team. Like I still love their work. Like they're amazing people.
In Lahore?
In Lahore. But
ये इसकी बड़ी एक signature है. I love them.
I love them. But उनका मूड नहीं था काम करने का उस दिन. और आपके मूड पे मेरा काम नहीं डिपेंड कर सकता. I'm sorry. और अगर करेगा तो मैं आपसे दोबारा जिंदगी में काम नहीं करूँगी. And because I'm working from my heart and I'm only working with people that I get along with, and that's really important to me. तो फिर उस पॉइंट के बाद आई वाज जस्ट लाइक ठीक है मैं बस 25% लाहौर रखना चाहती हूँ वैसे भी इट्स नॉट इन लाइन विद माय विजन एनीवेयर.
Let's say who names the clothing lines?
Imran, I love him.
No, because I did a deep dive on like what's the meaning of like each thing. So like बहुत ज़्यादा थे like females के थे Surya, which means the sun.
That's all Imran. So Imran and I have a basic conversation about what the vision is and what it is that I am trying to say. और उसको तो मैं बस gibberish में 2 lines बोलती हूँ, but at this point we're so in line, he just gets it. I'm like Imran वो समझ आ रही है मेरी vibe की? हाँ आ रही है. अच्छा ठीक है. We have to just make it look grand or like बस कुछ stupid से उसको चीज़ें बोलूँगी and he will know. He does all of my write-ups for me. They're always in line with what I want, which I love, but that's it.
Yeah, no, they are. I feel like some of them are like really apt as well because there was one called Esmere, which means the dark moon in Turkish.
The dark moon.
Yeah, and then if you open the line, like the clothings, they're all, I don't know how to define it, but they all look like dark moon clothing. If you ever,
Imran's a very deep person.
like you could associate the word with the visuals. But एक थी जिसके अंदर नाम था, अब I don't know how to say this, so I wanted to confirm it with you. It's called Bayram or Bayram.
Okay. Listen, मैं अपनी खुद भी नाम इतने गौर से नहीं पढ़ती, मैं बस इमरान को ट्रस्ट करती हूँ. हमको डेलीगेट भी करना होता है
Imran.
में.
Yeah, Amy bhai, what you doing? Is it Bayram or Bayram? Like, anyways, like, yeah, but they were pretty cool. Like, they're pretty cool names. And then I was just kind of looking, कि हाँ, like, yeah.
अच्छा पता है मैं ये नहीं कर सकती, ये नहीं मैं कर सकती, मैं बैठकर इतना डीपली सोचूं. मैं स्ट्रैटेजी वाइज बहुत डीपली सोच सकती हूँ, मैं लोगों के साथ बहुत अच्छे तरीके से कम्युनिकेट कर सकती हूँ, मगर मैं ये नहीं कर सकती, ना मैं रिसर्च कर सकती हूँ. I haven't opened my laptop.
But I feel like that's what makes you a good manager, that you have such a person for it.
Yeah, I have one person who just do research. आते जाते हैं, I'm just like, listen, can you just pull this up for me? Can you draw a comparison?
I mean, if this came out of like a 2-minute conversation with this guy, then this guy's pretty good at like.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I have a very small team. It's not a big team. Literally 4-5 like जो actual लोग decisions ले रहे होते हैं, वो बस I think मेरे marketing department के अंदर 4-5 लोगों की है, marketing और sales के department के अंदर 4-5, not more than that. I like to keep it small and I like them to be super in line with me and I like to take baby steps.
I thought you were building up to something. So, Abhi, we were talking about your vision for the brand.
I love how today is the day you finally get to know this side.
No, I'm fucking.
I would like to speak more about this.
I'm fucking shocked, man. Like,
But for some reason, I always thought I'm bubbly and dumb.
no, dumb is not the right word. Dumb. Like, I never thought that she was dumb.
Yeah, Mustafa never used that word.
यार तू इतना
What was he implying before I came? मेरा introduction से तुम्हें असल में क्या दिया था? जरा please हमें
नहीं,
बताओ.
मुझे introduction कुछ नहीं. I just asked him कि like, oh, you know, because a lot of times like जब guests आते हैं, I've probably met them once or twice before I interview them. And you were the second guest that we're having that I've never met. So I always ask Musti, do you know her? And he said, yeah. And he said, okay. And I was like, bro, like, you know, kya scene hai? And then he was like, bro, like, you know, she might be a little shy. So you'll have to, like, you know, make a nice conversation with her. That's why I was very talkative before we started this. Like, hey, listen, like, is there anything, blah, blah. So he didn't say anything like that. But when it did come to the work thing, yeah, I just fucking saved your ass. You owe me.
समझ आ गई थी मुझे मुझसे.
I told him she's very camera shy and उसने कहा भाई कि उसने interviews के वक्त कैमरा के सामने.
यार I hate cameras.
I hope you're comfortable right now. अभी कोई ऐसा बोल.
I'm not looking at the camera. I know that the angle is terrible, but it can stay terrible. I'd rather be able to speak properly. Hence, I'm speaking to Mustafa, and I did not prepare.
No worries. So speaking about your vision for the brand, like obviously for me the most commendable moment was पाकिस्तान के अंदर आज तक जब भी कोई सेलिब्रिटी किसी बिलबोर्ड पे या कहीं लगा है तो या किसी इश्तिहार में है तो मैंने the one that comes to mind is के एंड्रयू टेट और बैटमैन जो थे किसी हेयर सैलून के या मालशी के उसके
Justin Bieber
जस्टिन बीबर बहुत उम्दा बाल काटे हैं इन्होंने मेरे इस तरह करके. So you don't really expect So you don't really expect like foreign celebrities to be, associated with brands or businesses over here. But obviously, you got Jacqueline Fernandez to wear your clothes on Masala. You on Masala on the cover. More, that's even more amazing. And like, funnily enough, अच्छा मैं तुझे एक before I carry on तुझे एक funny story बताता हूँ.
ठीक है.
Jacqueline Fernandez. Like it's not. I've never met her in my life, ठीक है. And eighth sin के अंदर I hadn't heard of her, ठीक है. 9th grade में था. तो एक मेरा हमारा तू जानता है इस बंदे को, ठीक है. वो कहता है यार मेरी जो है ना गर्लफ्रेंड I have this.
इस बंदे के जो थोड़े से without telling the name थोड़े descriptions है इस boy की.
डब्बे में डब्बा.
अच्छा ठीक है.
अच्छा लेफ्ट आउट फील में डब्बे में डब्बा कौन है?
I can't say his name. Anyways, तो मुझे कहता है ओ यार मेरा सीन है यार इस बंदी के साथ. मैंने कहा कौन? तो ये पे posts out a picture of Jacqueline Fernandez और मुझे दिखाता है. मैंने कहा शो गुड यार तू तो बड़ा.
And you didn't know that this is an actress. Oh, अच्छा you were like oh, this is the girl. ठीक है.
तो I hope you're not fooling me कि ये मतलब.
Do you want a magazine copy? I will start sending you my PR packages.
Magazine copy. I would love a magazine copy.
I will start showing you my PR packages.
I would love to have one. And actually, एक और story भी है, but like I feel वो बहुत relevant है. अच्छा बता देता हूँ तो भी funny लगेगी because Ibrahim was also part of this. ठीक है. अच्छा तो मेरी इस बंदे के साथ जो है ना communication इतनी अच्छी नहीं. Like ठीक है. वो आता है कहता है
Same guy?
Same guy. ठीक है. मुझे तस्वीर दिखाता है एक लड़की की, कहता है ओ ये देख. मैंने कहा हाँ. कहते हैं ओ ये तेरे भाई को पसंद करती है. मैंने दिमाग में सोचा कि इब्राहिम को पसंद करती है. मैं इब्राहिम के पास गया. मैंने कहा ओए तुझे पता है वो बंदी तुझे पसंद करती है. इब्राहिम कहते हैं कहता है ओ इब्राहिम बड़ा इस तरह चल रहा है, बड़ी अच्छी बात है. फिर मैं इस बॉय के पास गया. मैंने कहा यार उससे मिला दे इब्राहिम से. उसने कहा क्यों ब्रो? मैंने कहा तूने कहा तो था तेरे भाई को पसंद कहते बहचों में अपनी.
I can totally see this happening because एक boy पेशावर का है और I think तू जब ये बात कर रहे तो तू अभी fresh off the boat कराची से आया है.
I was such a sorry यार. I just had to get that off my chest. But tell me, how did you get Jacqueline Fernandez to wear your clothes on the Masala UAE cover? Like, was that planned? Yeah. Achha, no. How did it make you feel? Like, was it looking at
Made
that?
me feel like a milestone. Listen, I feel like a child. So जब मैं कुछ ऐसा करती हूँ, I just feel like I'm so happy. Like this is amazing.
I remember the exact moment I saw it, and I was just like, Lajwanti? और फिर नीचे लिखा हुआ था coordinated by that. Like I saw the actual yeah. मैंने कहा यार मुझे तो इसको कुछ फूल शूल भेजना चाहिए या like congratulate करना चाहिए, but like
वो शूट 10 दफा कैंसिल हुआ, डेट्स नहीं मिल रही थी, स्टाइलिस्ट like का कोई इशू हो रहा था. It's very difficult to sit over here and then manage shoots internationally. I will say that.
So like what happened? Like did your team get in touch with her? Did like a PR agency?
My team got in touch with Masala first, and then I had a pop-up in Dubai. So I was just there working, and Mama actually came looking for me. She's like, oh, like I really want.
Mama?
Vama Kothari.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the head editor of Masala.
Shout out.
Yeah, so she was passing by. I think she saw the brand and she was like, oh, I would love to meet Dania. I was like, acha, theek hai. I spoke to her and I was very surprised because मेरे साथ असल में I feel like everyone is older than me in my field. So
because you're very young.
Yeah. और पता है अब तो चल ठीक है. I think अब 3 साल हो गए. Initially तो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा feel होता था. Anyway, so Mama was actually just my age. She's a year older, I think. So we instantly became friends. And when we became friends, we were talking about like India, Pakistan. I have so many best friends from India. So मुझे बस like I think my काम भी associated है. तो
I understand. You even studied in London. I'm assuming तुम्हारी माँ से.
मेरी best friends भी कुछ Indian थी. So we had a lot of like stuff to talk about work-wise as well, ambition-wise, issues we were facing because she's also the youngest editor in the entire company. Okay. So we really got along, and then once we got along, did I trust her with this? And the only reason she decided to go out of the way for me was also because you get it. With me, for some reason, it's always a personal relationship.
No, it is true. Like,
And of course, काम साथ उसके suffice कर रहा होता है. It's not कि कोई shortcut है. It's just कि I am able to communicate and trust people more when I have built like a relationship with them. So it was an amazing experience.
So no, like, did you say that you want to want a? Oh, so they asked you. Oh, fuck.
I mean, like, yeah, of course, bro. I'm pretty sure, like, she knew of the brand. That's why she stopped and said, "Okay, oh, there's a
Listen,
pop-up."
Indian people love Pakistani clothes. They love Pakistani clothes. So
And this came after you made the LLC in abroad, or this came?
this was very parallel. Very parallel. I wouldn't have had no issue working with Masala or Khush because वो London or UAE based है. मुझे Masala
I understand.
India के magazine साथ होएगा. So that's that.
So like, did
Yeah,
you?
even when you want to like order the sari from the sari boy.
You go to Dubai first.
हाँ तो वो Pakistan like you can't order it from the Indian websites. You have to order it like पता नहीं दुबई में है या नहीं.
Yeah, third party या कुछ इस तरह से.
Same website but like cu.uk डाल के आप करो तो फिर वो आप वहाँ से order करते हो.
I can understand that. So did you?
I have a shoot in India next week.
And you're going to a
No. Again, okay, guys, this is an interesting story.
Where is it?
India, it's next door.
एक palace के अंदर.
City.
I think Kolkata.
Okay, so carry on.
So initially when I joined, again, because I felt like I was so young, anytime I would see...
when you were 14, 15?
नहीं, 22. 22, 23. मैं थोड़ी सी lucky भी थी. बस लाजवंती मैं बहुत जल्दी उसके अंदर हो गई थी. Like,
integrate, हाँ.
Like, yeah, बहुत जल्दी integrate हो गई थी. So, I felt like जो भी मेरे पास कोई stylist या कोई anyone who was starting out, I would specifically give them my clothes for editorials, or I would like specifically guide them, or like try to teach them whatever I had learned. So ऐसे एक लड़का आया लंदन से, और वो जिंदगी का अपना पहला शूट करता था. He was super passionate about fashion, but वो पहली दफा पाकिस्तान आ रहा था. Or I happened to be the first designer that like he had seen my work and he was like, I really would love to work for you. Can you please like help me out in this? So I was like, sure. He did this amazing editorial for me. We became really close in the sense that whatever. फिर अभी he was doing a shoot in India and he was like, Dania, you're the first person I thought about. So the shoot is in Kolkata. The model is stunning, a very like recognizable face. Not a celebrity, but...
Oh, you're not revealing her name?
नहीं यार.
But you know her name, right?
Of course I know her name.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so the shoot's happening next week, inshallah.
And is anybody from your team going to Canada?
Everything's virtual. I can't go to India. I can't always be traveling. अभी मैं करके आई हूँ shoot. एक मैंने बाली में किया है. एक मैंने Zara, because I trust Zara with everything. एक मैंने Zara को कह दिया कि of course everything is discussed with me. We're in line, but then I have people I can trust, and they will execute it the way I want it to be executed. So it's fine.
Fair enough. I had one more question about the. I had one more question about the thing. Did you create a custom piece for the Masala cover for Jacqueline, or was that like a ready-made?
No, it was a custom piece. It wasn't from a commercial point of view. It was more like Pakistan में बहुत commercial काम आप कुछ करना होता है in most cases if you wanted to sell. So like from that perspective, the Masala shoot I didn't do to specifically sell. It was just like for my brand image building.
And it did elevate your brand quite a bit. Crazy, yeah.
Vise, I do want to reveal that but I want to like sound as non-offensive as I could, because now you've told us that Mama is a very close friend, and because Mama, like if you're watching this, like we love
Mama,
you.
We love you.
Like if I go to Dubai, I will inshallah meet you.
I'll send her a link.
But
Mama, these guys have been doing online research on you. Even I've never done it.
No, listen. So here's the thing. I was reading the Masala, the editorial, the written part of it, And for some reason, the math wasn't mathing in my head
Your math wasn't mathing.
because no, I'll tell you why. Because I'm just gonna quote the magazine. All right, it says here. Very nice things, but it says the 24-year-old founder says our latest collection titled Azal, meaning beginning, is an ode to India and Pakistan's shared heritage, love found in ancient subcontinental architecture and folklore.
Very articulate.
Very, very articulate of you, which we can
I didn't write
clearly
that.
see here.
Yes.
But as they mention you as the 24-year-old founder, they also says that Lajwanti is established in
I don't know why they
1995.
said founder. I am not the founder.
No,
I am the
because-
creative director.
नहीं, because वो तो अभी मैं आपके साथ बैठा हूँ तो आपने you explained the whole story that you got integrated at 14, 15, then formally at the age
Mama,
of
you
22.
fucked up.
और फिर मैं बस पढ़ रहा था और फिर मैं पढ़ रहा था कि established in 1995 this 24-year-old founder says मैंने कहा bro like क्या है और जो ये और मैं एक और editor in chief at Esquire Middle East
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing, man?
तो यार bro कोई Grammarly होता है कोई chat GPT पे बंदा डाल के देख
यार ये part मैं काट लोगे मैं नहीं डाल रहा बहन.
बहुत फनी था वैसे.
no but like this was that part तो मैं शुरू में
इतने बड़ी गलती कर दी मैंने.
This is in the thing. This is like ये.
No, yeah, this is masala.com.
I love that.
नहीं इस वम्मा कुतारी को तो 100% मेरी नोटिफिकेशन भी चली गई है. Probably आपको भी चली गई है. वो जो होता नहीं आप LinkedIn पे जाके किसी की प्रोफाइल देखते हो तो लिखा आता है सलमान टिवाना viewed your profile. वो भी कहेगी यार ये बंदा कुछ 4 घंटे से मेरी प्रोफाइल पे बैठा हुआ है. ये कर क्या रहा है बंदा?
Oh, crazy, yaar, crazy. So, abhi we were talking about like how you're moving LLCs bhi khol liye hain and like LLCs abroad and being featured in publications, etc. What else is? And I've also seen you've opened up a second like sister brand to Lajwanti Laj. So what's like the future? What's the future? If you could like, what would you aspire like Lajwanti to be in the coming years or something?
I feel like with looking at our current economic situation, I feel like it's and then just like what I've learned went through like seeing so many designers in the past, I just feel
Like many generations.
international market is what I wanna target. International publications, international talent. I feel
Sure,
like
on the way or pretty much starting.
I love, adore Lahore. I would always have like my main store over here. But I would like to, find out what we have everywhere else in the world. So I'm just going to figure it out. Let's see. And then large is more it's more affordable. Lajwanti is a bit expensive. The thing is, I don't compromise on quality. All of our fabrics are pure. Every single stitch on our garments is hand done, which commercial designers don't do at all, by the way. हाथ का काम बोलते हैं असल में नहीं होता. So it's very like high quality in that way. I wanted to make sure that I preserve this because that's how my parents built it, right? So I didn't want to change that. Hence, it is very expensive. थोड़ा सा
I understand.
So large it comes into play where it is more accessible. Yeah, and even with large, I'm taking baby steps, like building it. Let's see.
Do you think your marginal utility of having the perfect wedding dress has gone down because you work in this zone? Or do you have your own wedding dress in your head that whenever the
Wedding
time...
dress in my head, I don't know, कुछ magic होना चाहिए, क्या होएगा? मैंने हर चीज़ देख ली है, मैंने इतना ज़्यादा देख ली है.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I've seen too much.
Have you ever even thought of it? कि like, अच्छा यार जब भी that day comes that I'm the bride, I'm gonna wear...
I have actually. So I'm a little traditional in that way. I grew up with my dadi. Lajwanti started off with my great grandmother's the purana dupatta and kind of replicating the same like techniques. So that's what I really like. So for one of my days, I want कि उस ज़माने में जो क्या कहते हैं जो नक्शे वगैरह होती थी, it was gold plated. So I want to get that, and I want my calm to be उस तरह का like कोई ऐसा लगे जैसे 300 years old. One day I'm going to wear my mom's bridal. I already have that, like her jewelry, and I'm going to just be like a mini mama.
Have you ever modeled for Lajwanti?
I have never modeled for Lajwanti because
Fun fact, one person here has modeled for Lajwanti.
yes, as a baby.
तू सूर्या में होगा.
Bro, it was so random. We have this common khala. Shout out to Bunty Khala.
Bunty
She's
Khala.
probably watching. And she said, "Meri dost." She speaks very fast, so you have to like quickly information absorb करनी होती है. उन्होंने कहा लाजवंती है मेरी दोस्त का ब्रांड रो उसके लिए मॉडल करना है मैंने बच्चों मॉडलिंग करवानी है बच्चों से. मुझे समझ आई मेरी एक दोस्त है लाजवा आंटी उसके लिए तो for the longest time I thought लाजवा आंटी है एक बंटी.
And this happened in Karachi. You were like totally like.
This was this was जब मैं लाहौर में आया था like 10 या 11 years का था तो मुझे भी ये कुछ है कि बच्चों के साथ काम कर तो हाँ bro तो like बड़ा वो हुआ तो like हाँ so just to ये क्या नाम है building on लाजवा आंटी what is like लाजवंती का क्या meaning है?
Lajwanti means color. It's an Indian word. Large, जो मेरा दूसरा brand है, the sister brand, that means like large. You know what large means? Like I don't know how to explain it. Like the means large.
Oh, acha, fair enough. You want to hear a fun fact about Dania?
It's also a flower, by the way. Lajwanti is also a flower's name, so it has two meanings.
Yeah, tell me a fun fact.
So Dania was patient 0 for COVID in Lahore, or not Pakistan, but Lahore में सबसे पहली COVID patient तुम थी.
Hey, nice. I had to pay 1,800 pounds because of you.
Listen, I was stuck in a hospital for 23 days.
You need to शुरू से story बताओ कि ये शुरू कहाँ से हुआ था and like London से आई थी तुम and तब हुआ था ये क्या
Okay guys, वैसे तो मैं काफ़ी casual हूँ अपनी ज़िंदगी में मगर I was studying in London and my parents are very overprotective about me in a very weird way, like they're not but they are. So I just get a random call and they're like, there's like this disease, there's like this disease spreading and it is, you need to come back. So I was like, actually, I was living my best life in London. कोई मेरा mood नहीं था ना काम करने का.
Everyone was living their best life.
कोई काम करने का mood नहीं था, बस मैं chill कर रही थी. I was like really living my life. I'm so upset. Anyway, I pack up my hand carry and I just get up and I leave. I come back and I'm like, अच्छा थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा scary बात लग रही है ये. If it's spreading, maybe I should just like get tested because I just traveled. मैंने randomly this test करा लिया. Or before the result got to my house, there were police cars outside my house. There were मेरे पास actually सारी footage
I would love the footage.
I have all of it.
Oh, this was in the media, right?
This was everywhere in the media. This was everywhere in the media. I returned with a bang. Quite literally. Okay, so chalo.
Oh, हाँ. Yeah, because I remember the story was कि London से कोई आया है with the virus in Lahore. That's you. Oh, okay. Should have worn like Lajwanti, like when they were taking you, like yeah. Brand exposure, guys.
But it was crazy because
So you came back before the test came. The cars were outside your house, huh?
there were media cars, there were random government officials.
Did you know what was happening?
20 गाड़ियाँ मेरे घर के बाहर खड़ी हुई हैं and I
Did you know what was happening?
no, why would I know?
अभी तक result नहीं आया.
मुझे खुद नहीं पता कि मेरा रिजल्ट क्या है. क्योंकि उन्होंने डायरेक्टली इन्फॉर्म कर दिया. पता नहीं कौन सी अथॉरिटीज को करना था मगर क्लियरली सबको कर दिया.
Send to all होते हैं.
Send to all कोई बटन था जो बस प्रेस हो गया. Anyway, फिर my mom freaks out and she's like, maybe where are you trying to take my daughter? Like,
No, what happened? Like cars, and then what happened? Like, did they barge in?
अगर 20 खड़ी हुई है तो घर के नौकर आकर अंदर बोलेंगे ना कि बाजी दानिया बाजी को लेने आए हैं. My mom, as a mom, would be like, what the fuck? क्यों लेने आया दानिया को? उनका कोरोना पॉजिटिव है. Anyway, तो I think पहली दफा
You're
मामा
like
ने
क्या सो रही थी या क्या कर रही थी
I
तुम इस
think
टाइप में?
मैं अपने कमरे में चिल कर रही थी, like कुछ नहीं कर रही थी मैं. मेरे पास अपसेट थी कि मैं अपने घर को छोड़ के आई हूँ, जो कि मेरे लिए लिए लाहौर नहीं था उस वक्त. I had been away for 5 years, so it was just like.
And where did they take you? Where did they take
No,
you?
how did they take you? Like, did they barge in or what?
And my mom said, fine, I'm sending her. And my mom sent one of my maids, which was a little bit of a battle, where they were like, no one can come with her. And my mom was like, she's a girl, and I'm not sending her alone. So if you want to take her, like the mise, you'll have to take her maid with her. So बस मैं एम्बुलेंस से बैठी. मैं तुम्हें मेरी नेचर का पता है ना, मैं तो फुली अम्यूज थी. मैंने कहा ये तो एडवेंचर हो गया. I have videos, I'll send all of them to you. I was fully entertained. Anyway, they take me to like this government random Mayo hospital, पता नहीं कौन सा है. They first take me there and मैं ambulance से बाहर बैठी हुई हूँ and the doctors are like, we don't know what to do with her. There's like no space. We don't have a corona ward yet. And we don't know how to deal with this patient. So like, आप प्लीज इसको घर वापस ले जाए. वो लोग मुझे घर उठा के वापस ले गए.
What? Ambulance से लेकर गए और
They took you out for a ride, went to the doctors. Doctor
The
said,
hospital refused to keep me. They were like, where do we keep this person? Like, they weren't ready for it.
go back home.
So they dropped me back home. Next morning, everything happens again. Everyone shows up again. Now we have a space for this girl. बंद था पी के लाए उस वक्त. ठीक है ना, वहाँ एयर कंडीशनिंग थी, बाथरूम के बाहर ताला लगा हुआ था, कुछ भी नहीं था. ठीक है. They take me to phase 6 and it's an empty hospital. My mom still had the same rule. I am not sending my daughter alone, so I had a maid with me.
मेड को एनी पेशेंट जीरो के साथ.
Patient 1.
Maid was like, मैं बता रही हूँ.
Shout out to the maid.
Listen, I think I get this from my mom. We had like really deep bonds with humans. तो मैं सेकेंड टाइम जब हॉस्पिटल गई पी के लाए तो डॉक्टर्स खड़े हुए हैं अपने लाइक फुल सूट्स के अंदर और वो मेरे साथ पिक्चर्स खींच रहे हैं. Like I'm some toy. They were like,
Yeah, patient 0.
Say
in the
0.
house. Yeah.
and while they're like taking my like fever, वो वाली सारी चीजें, they're just like, you know, we're like risking our lives right now. Like we're finally like serving our country. Like there's a pandemic and like we're at the face of it.
Oh, these are the doctors talking to each other.
No, to me. Fully. और
ये नहीं पूछ रहे ठीक हो
मुझे
या
कैसी मैं बिल्कुल ठीक थी.
कि like
क्या मैंने ऐसी चीज कर दिया.
bomb आया हुआ है, nuclear bomb को कह रहे हैं यार. Look at us.
से प्रॉब्लम शुरू हुई. सेकेंड डे से ये प्रॉब्लम शुरू हुई कि I couldn't taste anymore. So I couldn't taste anything. And the hospital was being really annoying. They were not turning on the air conditioning because they were like, vents में germs चले जाएंगे. Because इस वक्त तो किसी को नहीं हुआ था, तो did not know how to deal with it. तो vents में germs चले जाएंगे, so we can't turn on the air conditioning, and we will give you our own food, and you can't get food from home. So then I stopped eating because if I can't taste and you give me something that I don't recognize, I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to be upset.
And this is like your second or third day once you've come back.
Oh, हाँ. I landed अगले दिन ये सब शुरू हो गया था. Anyway, so that's and then I remember वहाँ मच्छर थे, like it wasn't like
Yeah. So from London you went to like a PKLI.
abandoned hospital. अब तो एंड में बड़ा cool हो गया था by the way.
हाँ, काफी cool है. Yeah.
अच्छा guys, 2-3 दिन मैंने बर्दाश्त किया. I was like, okay, it's fine. Like I'm strong. Then I started feeling sick. When I started feeling sick, this one night, I called my mom and I started crying. I was like, Mom, I'm stuck over here. They're not giving me any food. Like, I want to eat my ghar ka khana. I can't taste anything. I feel hot because there's no air conditioning. This is just psychotic. And then my mom got really emotional, you know. Moms are like little shinies. Like, they will, if someone does something to the child, they'll do anything. So I saw my mom being like that for the first time. She went crazy. She made this voice note, and that voice note within days became viral. And then I started getting calls, random calls.
वॉइस नोट क्या मतलब वो
उन्होंने एक वॉइस नोट बनाया था एंड शी वाज जस्ट लाइक कि ये नहीं लाइक पता नहीं अब मैं भेज दूंगी तुम्हें बड़ा स्वीट सा अच्छा सा वॉइस नोट था
she sent it to you
नो टू
As a public
as a
statement.
public so she came she
Yeah.
like I think I don't know exactly क्या किया था she was on the TV like it was on the media basically so she opened up on the media okay this is
okay maybe this
okay,
is how
this
they're
is
treating
what's
my
happening and this is not okay and then that statement became insanely viral and then I started getting calls from like random churches and like random nuns like वो पूरे बाइबल पढ़ रही हैं मुझे दुआएं दे रही हैं
cute यार हाँ
और बहुत क्यूट था मतलब मैं दिल में सोच रही हूँ I don't know like बहुत confusing
Why
है,
were
like-
the churches calling you?
ऐसे ही दुआएं देने के लिए
Yeah, the story became so viral. The story became so viral that everyone knew about it, and people started calling my mom and acting like I am dying, like I have
Oh,
cancer. Then मुझे random imams or like churches, like you know, like the point is, I was getting all of these random calls. But then after a couple of days, I really settled into it. I started enjoying it. I was like, हर रोज मैं उठती थी, मेरे ऊपर Twitter पर लड़ाई हो रही है. I felt like a real celeb. I wasn't even on Twitter, but my friends were on Twitter. So if someone said something about me, वो पूरी like every morning I would wake up with a new entertaining story. Someone said this girl ran away from the airport, gave her husband. I don't have a husband. Gave her husband corona. Her kids are dying because of her. पता नहीं क्या psychotic stories थी, but
fake news
And they were talking about you, not like some other person
specifically
on the
me.
flight.
Specifically
Okay.
like Dania. Anyway, it was entertaining. That didn't bother me. It was really fun. Like for the next like couple of years, I had a great story. Like great get it.
well all you survived
Yeah,
that's
like,
the main thing you've probably seen Dania Syed's music video come out recently Sushi's woofer part there
Yeah, Mustibi's favorite sushi. Woo!
sushi so and fun fact wo jo the parts that were shot in Lahore were part of your was that like a shoot that was happening over there yeah did you like so how did that come about like
Dana and I have been friends since a while. So he came up to me and was like, listen, I'm doing this music video and I would love to have your clothes in it because we're doing like this traditional segment in it. And it's always fun working with friends. So I was like, yeah, sure. I just hired a photographer on the side. I was like, I'll get some extra images and I'll help him out. And
no it looked sick that was in
yeah, it was really cool. The mushroom.
Lahore Fort mein tha?
Yeah, Lahore Fort mein tha. So I was like, listen, Daniel, I'm your person for this. I know how to execute this. Don't even worry about it. I'll do it. So bas मैंने कर दिया और I hired a photographer on the side. So it was Daniel's music, like music video. On the side, I hired a photographer and then I took a couple of pictures.
fair it looked like a full-fledged like shoot बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा था उसमें
It was fun. We were just chilling.
अच्छा मुझे ये बताओ like even though you've mentioned that Lajwanti is you know your parents' baby and is fashion like is this something that you want to be doing like in the future as well or do you also see yourself in you know another line of work or like
This is my line of work forever. Forever and ever and ever.
Do you have a goal, by the way? Some individual, probably a lady or maybe even a man, that you want to see in your clothes? That,
but not
I've
not
made it.
subcontinent ka
Not like, hey, I'm gonna pay you to wear this. One day, you know, order I or bas naam mein likha ho XYZ and you're like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say one specific person, but like generally, yes. Like I want Beyonce to wear my clothes. I want to design costumes. I would love to design costumes, like experimental fun stuff. थोड़ा सा boring हो जाता है, repetitive हो जाता है लहंगा चोलियाँ बनाना constantly. So
Beyonce did wear something Eastern in a Coldplay music video याद है
Gupta,
him
यार.
for the weekend के सब
For the
Gaurav
weekend,
Gupta is constantly styling like international, like Hollywood
यार एक
singers.
second
oh, band ho gaya yaar.
You know, stuff like that, like get those major like wardrobe placements. I think that would be that is my dream.
Woo! Banger. Another banger. And if you had to pick a man,
If I had to pick a man,
but like totally organic, like bus order आए और boy ने order किया वो
yeah, I don't
Surya.
think मैं इतनी ज़्यादा into celebrities और वो हूँ.
What gives you the most मतलब what gives you the most pleasure when it comes to like pleasure is the wrong word but what सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी किस बात पे होती है like when your brand achieves something like is it like a publication thing yeah if you say celebrities say it's not वो नहीं है but is it what is it like
It's just generally when I see growth, any kind of growth in the brand, I feel like my personal woe now is attached to.
That's such a mother answer, by the way. That yeah, he
fully
walked
feel like it's my
today.
way.
He learned
ऐसे feel होता
the
है.
2 times table आ गया मेरे बच्चे को.
And do you know when you're in it, you can't see it. So it's the only times when I actually understand what it is that I have done. It's when someone else is talking to me about.
Of course, because people who are doing the growth can't really see the growth because it's an everyday thing.
Yeah, I was actually listening to Zain's podcast, like the first episode. He said
on Pakiavellian yeah
yes.
Let's go.
he said something along these lines, and I couldn't agree more. अब ये नहीं याद exactly क्या कहा था ऐसे कुछ का. Yeah, my 4 a.m. Instagram binges.
ये बताओ like right now you mentioned that at 14 you know you were given huge responsibility and then at 22 again even more responsibility even though you have your mom working with you you've taken up a lot of responsibility is there something that she oversees specifically yeah how does that dynamic work
Mama handles all of the factory and the procurement on the factory end. She is in charge of the design team. I don't meddle with her business.
so eventually you will go to the factories and
No, I still go. I go every week to look to check my own orders and then just to see what she's designing. I will always, of course, I'm a little. I wouldn't want to say a little bit more. No, never mind. I don't want to say I'm more updated than my mom, but.
she said it
I will give her advice on like the designs or like since I am handling sales, I know what is working. So I will always give her like that feedback. But I don't meddle too much with her work. She doesn't meddle with mine either.
no but I read I understand that I even read in तुम्हारा और तुम्हारी अम्मी का एक interview मैंने like I read that
Oh, interview इतना cute था पता that was such a paru moment for us. Both of us were crying. We weren't together when it was such a dream, you know. I was a child and I would always be like, Mama, I'm going to help you. But I didn't know if I would actually be able to. And she wanted me to, but she never knew कि असल में होएगा कि नहीं होएगा, right? So when we gave that interview, we gave it separately. Right? And then we read it separately as well. And then we called each other and we were both crying because it felt like it was a dream that और हमने I think realize नहीं किया था unless हमने paper पर नहीं देखा. So that interview means the world to me. It was such an emotional moment.
I was just about to say कि like she said a lot of you know nice things about how the way you work and your professionalism and I believe it was she's developed a flair for fashion on her own to like I was like that's big praise coming from not just your boss but like your mom as well.
My mom is really, really cute. She gives me a lot of like independence. Like any decision that I've made so far, उन्होंने मुझे कभी ही नहीं बोला Dani, you can't do this, or she's never made me feel like I won't be able to do it. I think the reason why I am constantly trying to do more is because I have that support from her where she's like, I know you can do better. Like I know you can do anything. Like she's never given me उस तरह से कुछ.
Fair enough. Acha, so do you have something to add or can I ask like the last question?
No, go on.
So बड़ा मैं basic सा सवाल पूछता हूँ. Actually दो सवाल हैं. I need to because you've been in the business for far too long. What's like you always see these fashion movies like actual movies about fashion like Bollywood film में जो है fashion उसके अंदर भी a lot of crazy stuff happens backstage at runways. Is it actually that like chaotic? Yeah. Or is it just a bit overblown like that? Like for someone that's
overblown.
Acha, it is overblown.
Sometimes, yes, people have like issues with each other. My mom was this way and I am the same way.
Above it.
We don't even notice it happening. To me, though, it's the sweetest environment ever. I get along with everyone. No one's ever disrespected me. I don't care about gossip. I do not like gossip. So hence, like, never seen
But
it.
you did give your husband COVID, right?
Yeah, totally. He deserved it, yeah.
And your children died because of you.
He
Because
deserved
you
it.
came
He
with
fully
COVID.
deserved it. He was like, मैं तुम्हें आइस कॉफी नहीं लेके दूंगा. And I was like, ठीक है भाई, दफा हो फिर.
Yeah, that's the way. Okay.
Iced coffee only from Germando.
Yeah, solely only from Germany.
The Globetrotter.
Oh, whoa. I did that. So,
By the way, this coffee is really, really good. Let me advertise my friend's brand.
Chalo, I think we can end here.
Yay.
I'd say it. Very basic question, but what advice would you give your younger self about, like, working, or just in life in general, like something that you would tell your 14-year-old self, when you were starting off, doing this?
Advice. I have to think about this one.
तू ठीक है फिर?
हाँ मैं ठीक हूँ bro. बस तुझे क्या लगता है टॉटनहम जीतेगा आर्सेनल?
I hope Tottenham जीते.
तुम लोग बहुत फनी हो. ये ब्रेक लिया तुम लोगों ने? ये क्या था?
We were letting you think your advice for your 14-year-old self.
तुम लोग बहुत फनी हो.
So I don't know if she's being sarcastic.
No. This is really, really funny. Because, like, fully you're asking me questions like you're super involved, which I know you are. But then you were just like, vampire diaries, maybe you can switch. Now I don't care.
No, I do care. I just wanted to give you time कि तुम कर लो उससे. Outro देके pause करके खत्म ही कर देता हूँ. Dania, I know मैं तुम्हें बड़ा तंग करता हूँ, and like, but trust me, I am very, proud of what you have achieved, and like, I do believe that you are a very professional, accomplished, and like, not just me, even Salman,
Yeah.
and like Yasir ne bhi dekhi
Yeah,
bhi hai.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
agrees
yeah.
that, and trust me, I'm like, there's no better like praise coming from your boss and your mom saying those nice things about you in that interview, and like we want to double down on that. Like you're a great professional, and the work you're doing is phenomenal. And we would again, to get it, you'd love to discuss it later. You can come back anytime you want. We'd love to have we'd love to have an interview when you have you've done like, Beyonce, Beyonce.
Yeah, can't wait.
So thank you so much, Dania. Good luck. Thank you, Salman. Thank you, Yasir. And we are out.